This is a video response to Latham Way's video wherein he asks, what the fuck is up with Americans liking British people? I'll give you my personal opinion. I think that it's because, as Americans, the only accents that we really hear come from our own country, and they don't really, range too far. You have your, Pacific accent, which is like the California, surfer dude accent, the Eastern accent, which is, John F. Kennedy, and then your Southern accent, which everybody hates. So, but they're all, confined within our own country. It's just the way that our landmass is. That's pretty much all we hear. The Canadian accent really isn't that different, at least not to me. I can tell, but it's not that different. And, the only one that's really drastic would be the Mexican accent, obviously from Mexico. So I think that that's probably why it just sounds so exotic to us. It's not something that we typically hear every day. Whereas over in England, not even in England, but in the UK, you have accents. To my ear, they sound so much spread apart. The Scottish accent is so different from the Southern England accent, and the Southern English accent is so much different from the Central English accent. To me, they're just, I don't know, they sound so different from each other, whereas I don't really think that a California accent and a Massachusetts accent sound that much different. So I think that with the accent, I think that's why it probably sounds so exotic to most Americans. It's just not something we hear every day. And second of all, I think Americans have a romanticized view of what England is like. And for whatever godforsaken reason, I think Americans still see England as the Renaissance, during the Renaissance, even though the Renaissance really happened in Italy. But most of us are just fucking idiots. Let's face it. I think it's just overly romanticized. Knights in shining armor, chivalry, maidens, whatnot. Whatever. Americans are stupid. I do like the British sense of humor, though. I like that very dry-witted, quick sense of humor that, I don't know, not a lot of people really understand. I'm a big fan of Monty Python and the Flying Circus, and all the movies that came after. I'm a huge fan of Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, and Edgar Wright. Holy crap, I will go see anything written by Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg. But it's mostly just stuff like that. I guess as a really good example of the British humor, I was watching episodes of Look Around You today, and that, I don't know, the humor in it is just stuff that Americans typically wouldn't catch. We're just more conditioned to slapstick humor, like Benny Hill and Three Stooges and stuff, and that's good too. But I don't know, I just feel like the sense of humor is more intellectual, and in general, I think the British accent sounds smarter, but I don't really know why. I guess, but also to me the Southern accent sounds really stupid. And I've also met some people with a Southern accent that are actually very intelligent, so I don't know. It's probably just a nature versus nurture thing. I think we're just, as Americans, we kind of grow up thinking that everybody in England is smarter than we are, they're funnier than we are, all this crap, and I'm not entirely sure why, because as Americans, we're also raised to think that the British, specifically the English, are people that we're supposed to hate. We've bailed them out of wars. They tried to colonize us, and we're like, fuck you guys, we're American, blah, 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 Revolutionary War, all this shit. So, it's really, it's pretty interesting paradox, I think. But now I'm rambling, and I believe that I've answered the question to the best of my opinion. So, that's what I think.